So, welcome to day two of our Dekmar Trades Summer Boot Camp. Yesterday, I had a really fun day going over day one. We went over what is the stock market, what are stocks, what are shares. We talked about what makes up the stock market, the three most popular exchanges, which is the New York Stock Exchange, the NASDAQ, and the S&P 500. We also went into some terminology, talking about popular terms that stock traders use that you guys must know. And if you guys don't know, well, you are going to be coming across a lot of confusion. We have our own language, and you need to be able to pick up and understand certain meanings so you're able to react as quickly as possible, because the stock market is a forever changing environment. So we want to talk about, why do we trade, guys? Why do we day trade? Well, the first thing to understand about day trading is what it is. What is day trading? So a day trader is a trader who executes short and long trades to capitalize on intraday market price action. The price action is a result of temporary supply and demand efficiencies caused due to purchases and sales of the asset. So what we're looking to do, guys, a day trader, is we execute short and long trades to capitalize on intraday market price action. What does that mean? Right? It means we are buying and selling within the same day, and we're looking to capitalize on the movement that happens within one day. Now, we see a lot of stocks move, right? We see a lot of stocks move from 9:30 in the morning till 12 o'clock, or excuse me, till 4 o'clock, right? I'm just thinking, the hottest times of the morning is usually from 9 in the morning till about, 11, sometimes up to 12. And then the second hottest time of the day is from 2 to 4. But we see a lot of movement, and we see a lot of stocks, move more than others. And that's why a lot of times we look down towards the penny stock world, because we see these huge percentage moves. We look at Apple, we look at Amazon, we look at some of these other big blue chip companies, guys. They move 1%, 2%, maybe throughout the whole entire day. Penny stocks, we see 100% moves within a day. I've seen over 1,000% moves in a day. When long-term traders are looking to make 20% returns on their accounts from 10 to 12 months, we're getting 20% returns, 50% returns in the matter of 5 minutes. That is one of the big things of day trading. Day trading has so many perks, right? Now let's dive into some of these perks of day trading. Well, these are kind of the common ones we hear a lot. Perks of day trading. Number one, be your own boss. We don't have someone breathing down our neck constantly saying, you got to do this, you got to do this. When you are your own boss, there is going to be a lot of responsibility. Probably the biggest thing traders don't realize is, if you want to be a full-time trader, you need to treat this as it's a full-time job. So many people get caught up in the hype of day trading of, I only need to work 2 minutes and that's it. Well, technically, if you have a good day and you make, $1,000, $5,000 in 2, 5, 10 minutes, right? You can. You can wrap up your day, but you are your own boss. And it's basically, when you're day trading, it's like you're running your own business. And if you're not, again, taking your business seriously, and if you are not improving your business, and you are not trying to make this the best business you can possibly be, what's going to happen? You're going to fail. So don't get completely caught up in the hype of, I can do whatever I want as a day trader. There's a ton of freedom, but you still have to crack down on yourself every now and then, like a boss would to you. But being your own boss is nice. To not have anyone tell us exactly what to do all the time, to not have someone say you need to get this done, for not someone who may be a jerk that's being rude to you, right? So it's awesome to be your own boss. It's also great that we decide our own hours, right? We don't need to work from 9 to 5. We don't need to work from 7 to 6. If you want to, you can work from 10 in the morning to 10:15 and make your money and then go out and enjoy your day, right? There could be certain days that you can do that. Now, I'm not saying you should do that every single day, but there are days that you guys can make your money and go out. Maybe you have, friends coming over. Maybe you have, maybe it's the weekend coming on up and it's Friday. You want to wrap up early. Maybe it's a beautiful day out and you want to head over to the beach and kind of just, treat yourself for a day. That's allowed. You get to make your own hours. You can do what you want. Work from anywhere in the world. All you need is Wi-Fi, right? You're not working at, a certain location where you have to go so your boss sees you there so he can clock that you're, putting your work in. You can work from anywhere in the world. All you need is Wi-Fi. All you need to do is be able to connect to the internet so that you can have your broker live, so you can have your scanners and you can go after it. Now, me personally, again, I need a little bit more of internet connection because I live stream to all you guys on Tradecaster, and I'm live streaming to over 500 members throughout the day. So it's absolutely great. But I need, again, a little bit of a stronger Wi-Fi, but I can still work wherever I want, right? And especially you. If you're just, strictly just trading, open up the laptop, throwing some trades around, making a few $100s a day, again, that doesn't take, even that strong a connection. You can do that from a hotel, right? So working anywhere from the world is so great. And last but not least is you decide your own salary, right? You do. It really comes down to the more you put in the work, right? The more you're going to get paid. And this kind of goes back to their first point of being your own boss, running your day trading world as if it's a business, right? We decide our own salary. And if we wake up every single morning, trade for 5 seconds, and then, we make our money and walk away, that's nice, but that's not going to be able to really help us grow and become the best trader we can be. If you want to make the most money as possible, again, you are going to have to, be here to study, to see what other plays are moving. And, today was a great example. Today, we saw BYND partner with APRN. BYND is a very big stock. It was one of the best IPOs of 2019. And today, they're working with APRN. Now, APRN, this play went on a very nice spike today. It was one of the best plays so far today. Now, how was I able to find this play so early? How was I able to, be aware of this play? Well, that was because I'm in the stock market every single day. If you're only here for 5 seconds a day, 10 seconds a day, and you're not really putting in work and sticking around, you may not even be aware of BYND. You may never even heard of that because all you're doing is trading and leaving, right? So, while we say you can have your own hours, and while we say, you are your own boss and you can work from anywhere in the world, there are also limitations on this, right? It sounds awesome and it's great because it is. But if you want to be as successful as possible, you have to be your own boss, but you need to crack down on yourself. You can decide your own hours, but it's better to be here throughout the day. You can work from anywhere in the world, but it's good if you have a little bit of a stronger Wi-Fi or stronger internet connection. And you can decide your own salary, but that comes down if you're actually putting in the work and cracking down on yourself, right? I don't want to ever, have you guys go and turn into what I call fantasy traders. Fantasy traders are people that want to learn how to trade stocks and they want, too much too quickly without ever putting in any sort of work. They want Lamborghinis, they want mansions, they want to travel the world within a month of learning how to trade the stock market. I'm not saying you aren't going to be successful in a month, but I'm saying it takes a lot of work to get to the goals that you want to get to. Possible, 100%, but it is going to take time. And the thing is, the people who turn into fantasy traders that are just nonstop, all I want is this within a week, all I want this within a week, those are the people that usually end up quitting because their expectations are too high and they don't realize they have to put in some work. If you want a sports car, you can have one. If you want to travel the world, you can have one. If you want to do this or that, you have a huge salary above 6 figures, that's 100% possible, right? I do it every year. But you need to be able to work and outwork other traders and be able to put in the time as it's a full-time job. It's so important to crack down on yourself, be here throughout the day if you want the salary that you actually, are thinking about. All right, very important. So let's talk about if this all sounds so great, if we have so many amazing perks of day trading, right? Why doesn't everybody do it, right? Why isn't everybody day trading? Because when you're growing up and you hear about the stock market, what do your parents tell you? What do your grandparents tell you? Oh, put in money in the stock market, check it back 5 years from now, 10 years from now, right? And that's when you're going to have, money. The thing is, day trading, it's relatively new, right? Probably when your parents or your grandparents were growing up, they didn't have this sort of technology that we have. I remember, again, I'm only 25 years old, and I remember growing up and not having internet. I didn't have internet until 2002, something along these lines, 2001, something around there. I remember going over to my friend's house and him getting internet, and going back to my parents and saying, "Hey, when are we getting internet? Why can't we have internet?" So people weren't able to day trade, right? Until, roughly probably around 15 years ago. It's a very new thing, right? So, with day trading being so new, it's still growing, and it's growing at a rapid pace. So many people want to get involved with day trading now because of all the perks we went over. But your parents, your grandparents, older generations, what did they have to do? They had to mail something in. They had to set up a meeting. They had to go on a phone call, and they said, "Hey, I want to buy this." And people weren't day trading really back then as much, because people aren't going to be setting up a meeting and saying, "Oh, okay, awesome. I'll be putting that order in for you. No problem whatsoever." All right. Can we set up another meeting 10 minutes from now? You hop on the phone. "Hey, Larry, how you doing? Can I buy 1,000 shares of this stock?" "Yeah, no problem." Puts the phone down. 20 minutes later. "Hey, Larry, can you sell this 10,000 shares now?" Right? That's that wasn't happening very often. So, having access, to the internet, and having our online brokers. And it's not even like we have a broker, that actually sits down with us and talks to us, a financial analyst. We kind of do all that stuff ourselves now, right? All we have are our main E-Trade platforms, our TD Ameritrade platforms, that we go ahead and put the orders in ourselves. So day trading, swing trading, these are all growing as a rapid pace, and you guys can probably see it throughout the internet how many people are picking it up. And that's because it is having so many perks towards it, and it's such an amazing thing to catch these moves and be able to make such a great amount of money in such a short amount of time, right? So that's, one of the big thing about day trading, why you don't hear your parents, do it, or why your grandparents didn't do it as well. Because one of the things is they were limited, as they didn't have the same technology. They didn't have what we have currently at this time, right? And that's such an amazing thing. Now, one of the statistics that you guys are going to hear a lot of the times in day trading is there is a large amount of traders who fail. And this scares a lot of people away. So we have right here, 90% of day traders are going to lose. That's what we hear a lot of the times, right? 90% are going to lose. You see right here, Dumb and Dumber. So you're telling me there's a chance, right? Now, this should not scare you away from day trading whatsoever at all. Because when you think about it, guys, a 10% or a 15% of successful people in the world that we live in today is actually a huge amount. How many people make it to the NBA? Less than 1% of basketball players. How many people make it to the NFL? Less than 3% of football players. And you're telling me that 10% of people who start stock trading are going to be able to be successful in this? That's huge. You know why? Because who else is also signing up and becoming day traders? People who are lazy. People who are those fantasy traders. People that are like, "What? I thought I could just follow everything you do. I have to actually learn on my own." Those are people who are all becoming day traders as well. The people who are going to do it for a week and quit. People are going to do it for 3 months and quit. People are going to try to dedicate some time towards it, realizes it's hard and quit, right? People are going to quit trading once they realize you have to put in some sort of work towards it, right? And that's a huge group of our population. We have everything, I always say. We have everything at the snap of our fingers. If I want to see what my friends do, and I send them a text. If I want to see what my girlfriend's doing, I look on her Instagram or a Snapchat. If I want to get food, I'm in the mood for some hot wings, I hop on Uber Eats and someone will send me some hot wings, right? What's one thing no app can give us? What's no thing that, no matter what, we have to work for it ourselves? Success. No one can give you success. No one's going to give you large sum of money. No one's going to go ahead and give you that for no reason. You are the person that has to earn it. And again, I'm not trying to talk badly about basically, the time we live in today, but I'm saying a lot of people don't work hard. A lot of people, they don't. We live in sometimes a little bit of a lazy generation. And it's that old school, that old fashioned work ethic that's going to drive you to be in that top 10%. And I say, if you want to be in the top 10%, you need to be willing to outwork 90% of traders. right? So that means what? Well, that goes back to our perks of being your own boss and spending time being here, cracking down on yourself, right? And you need to be able to say, okay, I only have to be here for 5 minutes a day, but let me stay, for 5 hours instead, right? I made this amount of money in a very short amount of time. I could go out and enjoy my day, or I could stick around and stay for lessons, see what traders are talking about, see what top gainers develop today for tomorrow, right? So don't ever let this statistic scare you away, because you also don't realize, who are those people that are, quitting, failing. But you can be in that top 10% if you want to be in it. It just takes work, right? Now, trading requires proper training and practice. Day trading, as I said earlier, is like running any other business. In my opinion, it requires hard work and dedication on your part. A lot of people mistake the act of sending an order to buy or sell a stock with currency to the market with trading. Sending an order to the market is very easy. Day trading can become easy, but it is not a sure thing, and it certainly takes time to master. You have to be able to dedicate at least a few hours a day to do it and practice first on a simulator. If you are not willing to dedicate the time required, don't waste your time cutting corners. We all want shortcuts, guys, right? We all want shortcuts. We all want to get to that level of success as quickly as possible, right? We all want to get to that level of success, right now, right away. One of the things my dad always tells me is if it hurts, if it's hard, if you're not having fun, or not having fun, well, that's not always the best one, but if it hurts or it's hard, you're probably doing it right, right? Well, because a lot of times my dad would relate it more to like sports stuff. It was like football or lifting. That's why he was like, if you're not having fun, you're probably doing it right. But that's not about day trading. Day trading, I love having fun. Day trading, you can have a ton of fun, but there are going to be times that aren't going to be the most fun in your life. When you're banking that big time money, that's exciting. When you're making $10,000, that's exciting. My biggest gain last year was $27,000 in 2 days. That's fun and exciting. But I also remember the times that it wasn't as fun as exciting. The times that my friends said, "Hey, let's go out. Let's go have a fun time." And I said, "No, I want to study. I want to watch some videos." And I remember the times that, everyone else was, hanging out and I was just sitting there, staying in my room, studying up. Times that, I could have been napping, I could have been, going out or doing whatever I wanted to do, but instead I went to the library, right? You need to put in the time required. And at first, it's not going to be $27,000 at the start. It's going to take time. And that's what I really want you guys to understand. Now, we're going to be diving into this a little bit more, but the time it takes to learn how to trade varies. So the learning curve for day trading varies from person to person. One factor is the person's investing and trading experience and knowledge. Some people can get started almost right away, while for some it takes a lot longer. It is important to note that some people will never learn to day trade correctly, right? So this can be because of a series of different factors like a lack of discipline and an uncontrollable fear of losing money. So there's a lot of things we got to break down in this one little paragraph. First things first, guys, the learning curve is different for everybody in learning how to trade. All right? And that's not saying that you cannot trade, but that's saying everyone learns at different speeds, everyone learns at different rates. I am not the smartest person in the world. All right? I'm not an absolute genius. I just think I have a crazy hard work ethic. And that is what brought me to success. My brother, on the other hand, I have an older brother. He's one of the smartest people I know. He back in high school, he was an AP calculus. He never showed up. When he was there, he fell asleep. And when he got his test, he just filled them out and he got A's on everything. Right? If my brother wanted to start stock trading, I'm sure he would be able to pick this stuff up in such an amazing rate. It took me a total of about 1 year before I was successful at stock trading. I paper traded for 11 months, and then it took, a few months of real money to really adjust and get your emotions in it. But there's some traders that say, "Hey, I've been trading for 2 weeks and I don't get it yet." 2 weeks took me a year, right? If it takes you 3 months, if you and your buddy start at the same time and your buddy's taking 2 months and now he's trading live and making money, and you want to take 6 months, that's okay. We all learn at different speeds. We all learn at different rates. Now, the second part of this says, some people, right? Some people aren't going to get it at some point, right? They say that this could really end them because they have lack of discipline and an uncontrollable fear of losing money. You are listening to this. You are watching this because you want to be a day trader. And that's great. And I want to work with you and I want you to become the best day trader you can be. But you need to be able to find that strength inside you to have the discipline to do it. And on top of that, you cannot have the fear take over your life while trading. And it's okay. If you start off and you're scared, that's normal. And if you start off and you're greedy, that's normal. But you need to be able to work on that. Because there are, people I'll come across that no matter what they do, years will go past and they say, I'm just scared to buy. And no matter what they do, years are past. They'll just, some other people just buy everything. You have to have that discipline where you say to yourself, all right, I'm not making any money in the stock market. I need to get over this wall of fear and start buying something. Or you need to say, I am the person that's buying absolutely everything and I lose every time. I need to tone it down a bit and I need to figure this out. So you need to be the person that knows how to control your emotions. All right. Now, another big thing we see in trading that hurts a lot of traders is daily money goals. Daily money goals are useless in stock trading, guys, and I'm tired of hearing about them, right? So whoever says that you can constantly make X amount of dollars within a day, a week, a month is not telling the truth. Because in trading, everyone wins and everyone loses. The amount you make or lose will depend on your discipline to limit your losses and apply what you've learned as a trader. Your goal is to take from the market whatever is available on that particular day. Each day will be different. Most novice traders shouldn't be thinking about specific daily money goals at all. And I see that so much on new traders. I see that it happens so many times when people first get involved in the stock market. And they say to themselves, all right, if I make $500 a day, 500, and I do this every single day, I'll be able to. Again, that's an awful idea to do. Because one day you may hit $500, and that's great. And then the next day, what happens? You don't have the market conditions to hit $500, right? It may be slow. We're not going to see as many big time rips. We're going to see stocks basically just move sideways. And you say, oh my gosh, well, I need to make $500. That's my goal. I need to. Got to follow this plan. So what do? You force a trade. You buy in on something that you shouldn't be buying. And now you dig yourself into a hole. Now you're down $200. And you say, well, now again, I got to make $700 today. A day you shouldn't be trading. But I have to follow the plan. So then you hop in on another play. And now you're down another $500. So now you're down a total of $1,200 on the day. And you just keep digging yourself deeper and deeper and deeper. The next day, what happens? Maybe another slow day comes. And what do we see? Oh, well, I lost $1,200 the day before. Let me try to make some of that up. I'm not really even seeing too much right now. Here we go. And it's just like you just keep, killing yourself over that. Money goals are not a good thing to use, especially daily. I like to do month. A monthly money goal is way better, right? Because it's way more realistic. So every single month in my trading, I like to shoot for around $10,000 a month when I'm trading on my regular account. And I'm usually right around that. If that's 9,000 or if that's 15,000, I'll have a good month every now and then where I have $25,000 a month, something along those lines. And you guys have seen me do that because I trade live every single day with my big account. Now, when you guys are setting these daily money goals, I always like to, these money goals, again, I like to do monthly. Now, why monthly? Well, because let's say you wake up on the 1st, right? Let's say it's Monday and there's nothing going on. All right, sit out. No reason to get in on anything. Tuesday, nothing going on. Sit out. Nothing doing anything. Wednesday, get a little action. Make $400. Thursday, there's a little bit of action. Make $700. Friday, sit out. Nothing going on. Right? Monday comes around. Nice hot day. $4,000 day. Absolutely awesome. Tuesday, you force a trade, you lose 200 bucks. Wednesday, nothing going on, sit out. Thursday, massive day, $8,000 on the day. Friday, you force a trade, lose 200, right? You say to yourself, all right, you know what? I'll just, keep it nice and small. Monday, nothing going on, you sit out. Tuesday, nothing going on, you sit out. Wednesday, nothing going on, sit out. Thursday, nothing going on, you sit out. Friday, finally a nice day, $2,000, right? But notice how you can go ahead and go through the whole month, and some days are going to be better than others. I always say, guys, stock trading conditions are like the weather. You might want to wear a t-shirt and shorts, but if it's a blizzard outside, you just can't. You can, but you're going to be freezing, right? So, you have to wait for those good days to, wear the clothes you want. If you want to wear a t-shirt and shorts, if you want to go outside and you want to throw the football around, you have to wait for a good day to do that. You could try to force it, but you may not have fun. You may get hurt if you do it on, days that aren't, good weather, right? So these are things that you need to understand. So what else do we want to be looking at? Well, that kind of goes into what we have right here. This is you do not have to trade every day, right? This rule is related to daily money goal rule. If you don't want to trade for whatever reason, don't do it. Maybe you're not feeling well one day, or you feel uneasy about the market, or maybe you just don't feel like it. Whatever the reason, you do not have to trade every day. If you force yourself to trade, you will lose, period. Right? We see this happen all the time, guys, where people say, I need to trade every day. I need to hop in on something. I didn't make anything yesterday. I didn't make anything the day before that. It's okay. You guys, you guys are young, right? You guys have a lot of time ahead of you. You're going to see new spikes and new rips every day. If something's not setting itself up, well, then okay. Stick around for a lesson, for a boot camp lesson. After that, go out and enjoy your day, right? Take the most out of the day, then go on. But if you're not feeling well, don't trade. If you don't like anything you see, don't do it. If you're not confident, right? If you don't have that high confidence level, don't go after it. So you don't need to hop in on every single trade. You don't need to get after every single thing. You guys are going to have time. You guys are absolutely fine. So make sure you guys aren't forcing. Huge thing in stock trading, guys. Again, this is a must. Is you must limit your losses when trading. The term day trading is a widely misused and misunderstood term. Real day trading means not holding onto your positions beyond the current trading day. In other words, not leaving any position open in the market close. This is really the safest way to trade because you are not exposed to potential losses that can occur when the stock market is closed due to news that can affect the prices of your stocks. Unfortunately, many self-proclaimed stock day traders hold stocks overnight because of fear or greed, thus setting themselves up for a catastrophic elimination of their capital in unforeseen or black swan events. When trading currencies, the term day trading slightly changes. So what we have right here, guys, is you must limit your losses. We don't want to become bag holders. We don't want to be a person that is holding overnight to try to make back losses. We don't want to be a person that's holding over a week to try to make back a loss. If you are down, limit it, cut it, get out. All right? So make sure you guys write that down. Make sure you guys are smart about it. Get a tattoo of it. When you're down on a play and it's not working out, you cut it quick, you rip off the Band-Aid, you get ready for your next trade. This is one of the biggest ways that I see new traders lose, is that they are red and they let their red go bigger and bigger and bigger. And if you've traded before in the past, I'm sure you have experienced this at least once where you say to yourself, all right, I'm currently down $100. I think it's going to come back up. All right, okay, I'm down $200. All right, let's just give it a few more seconds. Just a couple more seconds here. Okay, I'm down $500. All right, just come up a little bit. Please, stock, help me out a little bit. I'm down $1,000. Well, at this point, I'm just going to keep holding because I'm not taking $1,000 loss, and I'm just going to hold for the next, however long it takes. Weeks go by, you're still down, missing out on all these big spikes, missing out on these big rips. Your stock you're still holding fades on off. You're just losing more money, right? There are going to be losses in your stock trading career, guys. It's part of the game. No one, and I mean no one, is going to win every single trade. And I used to think that, when I first started, I used to have big dreams. Yeah, I used to walk to the library where I used to study day trading, and I used to say, "Oh wow, I'm going to be the first trader. It's going to be like 3 years of just constantly winning, never losing any sort of trade. I'm going to be on CNBC." And people say, "Deck, you have never lost one trade in your life. How do you do it?" My first trade I did, I lost, and that's okay because trading is going to be part of the game. Just like as I say, in basketball, you're going to shoot a couple shots, you're going to miss. It's all right. In football, if you're a quarterback, you're going to throw an interception every now and then, right? In golf, you're going to miss a putt every now and then. But we want to limit those. We want to limit our missed putts. We want to limit our interceptions. We want to limit, the shots that we miss, and we want to limit again our losses. So make sure you guys get out of these losses as quickly as possible. If things aren't working out, don't fight the market because the market will win every single time. You need to respect the market because if you don't respect the market, it's going to take away your whole entire trading account. Don't say to yourself, don't be the person that says to yourself, okay, I'm just going to keep holding. I'm going to keep holding, it'll come back up. Especially in the penny stock world, what's the fun fact about, businesses? Most new businesses are going to fail within 2 years, right? If you make it past your first 2 years, you're most likely going to be a successful business to, 5+ years. But in penny stocks, these are companies that are sometimes only 25 cents, a dollar, $2. If you hold on to this and you say, "Oh, come back up sometime," you may just go out of business. These are new stocks that sometimes there are people working out of their sheds, right? These are plays that if you keep holding, they may not come back on up. They may just go out of business. So that's why limit your losses, rip out the band-aid. It's never fun, but it's something you must learn how to do. So let's go over top 7 things every new day trader should know. And some of these things we have already talked about. So again, we can just skim through them. But these are things that you guys do need to know, and I want to be open and honest when I'm talking to you guys about starting your stock trading career. Number 1, you're not going to become rich overnight, right? It's very rare to see someone become extremely loaded overnight. Is there sometimes those big trades that are going to put you on the map? Absolutely. Right? Last year, again, I made $27,000 in 24 hours. It was awesome. It was great. But that was also because I've been studying the stock market and day trading for the past 5 years. Right? It's not, you start your first trade, you're going to be super rich. It's going to take time, but you can be, right? You can become rich, but it's going to take time. Losing is part of the game. That's what we already talked about the last slide, right? It's going to happen. We rip it off quick. We move on. We don't let one loss affect us. We don't get emotional about a loss. We don't kick ourselves over a loss. We learn from our loss. Every loss is a lesson. We say, okay, I held the bag. I got in late. I chased this play. I got too emotional. Whatever it may be, we learn from it. We improve on it. We keep on going. From there, you must study before you trade. We talked about this. The fantasy traders, the people that want to become rich overnight are going to be the people that's that 90% that end up losing. You need to study. You need to paper trade. You need to get into the market and you'll gain experience before you start, really taking off on your trading career. Penny stocks can be manipulated. You are going to see pump and dumps nearly once a day, in the penny stock world. You're going to see billionaires get involved in penny stocks, and it's going to spike the penny stock up over 100, 200, 500, 1,000%. We're going to see groups of people work together to try to move stocks in one way or another. Penny stocks can become manipulated, and we will be going over some of the sketchy things that people do later on in the boot camp. Find a mentor you guys can trust. Obviously, I love working with you guys, and if you guys are listening to this, my name is Sean Dekmar from Dekmar Trades. I trade every single day on tradecaster.com where I live stream all my trading to you guys. And again, I'm so thankful for everyone, listening in on this right now. So again, thank you as always. What else do we have? There is more than one way to profit in the stock market. That's going to be our strategy coming on up. You can actually see I typed that out twice. I apologize. But we actually have that as going into our lesson, our next lesson. Different ways to make money in the stock market. So that's going to be coming up, in our next lesson, where we're going over different strategies and one that you can pick, or you can learn them all and mix them up. So, why do traders lose in the market? So, I wanted to go over again everything that you guys should know, and I want to go over reasons why day traders lose. Well, again, things that we already have talked about. Think stock trading is easy, right? Got to put in that work. Number two, does not have a passion for trading. If you guys don't have a passion for trading, you guys are not going to be very successful in stock trading. You need to have a passion. You need to want to be here. And that was the big thing when I first started trading. It was one of those kind of one of the first things, that made me want to be here. And I and what I kind of relate that to is, certain like sports. I wanted to go to sports. I wanted to, to go to basketball. I wanted to go to football. I wanted to go play golf. I wanted to do that because those are all fun. But I never found anything in my life, kind of school related, I would say, financial related, that I was saying to myself, wow, this is fun. I had an extreme passion that I wanted to become better at stock trading. In my own time, I went to the library because I wanted to learn more. In my own time, I woke up early because I wanted to see what stocks were going to take off. On my own, I'm the person that, stayed up late and stayed in and didn't hang out with friends because I wanted to learn to become a better stock trader. I had a passion for it. And the people who have a passion for it are going to go a lot farther, make a lot more money than basically the people that just says, I'll try it out. We'll see what happens. Yeah, it's okay, right? Because they're not going to be putting any sort of work in. Why else do traders lose? Greed. Greed is that emotion that's going to eat at you every single trade that you get in. And you have to learn to calm down that voice, ignore that voice that says, hey, hold it a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer, we can make some more money. That voice that says, wow, you just made $400 in a day. Go ahead, hop back in on another trade. We can make $400 again. All right? It's that little voice that's just saying, wow, you made, $200. Imagine if we just do that 3 more times today. Right? We'll be able to cross over 500 up near $1,000. Let's just keep doing this. But what does greed do? It takes over. You are up 400, you hop into another trade because you want more, you lose it all. You're currently up $300. You're saying, I'm just going to hold for a few more minutes. You lose it all. Greed is going to destroy traders that are that are new to the market, and also traders that are experienced in the market. I've seen a lot of experienced trader markets just never give up on their trade, and they end up losing it all. And I've seen a lot of new traders, of course, just fall into greed as they always want more. Next on up, does not cut losses quickly. Talked about that one, dove into detail on that one. You guys are good. After that, does not practice. All right, we talk about the power of the simulator. I think everyone should be paper trading first. Before you start trading, you need to paper trade. I've talked about this on podcasts. I've talked about this on interviews. I always relate it to basically, astronauts. I always relate to that movie, Apollo 13, right, with Tom Hanks. They're going to the moon. But what are they doing before they go to the moon? They get into the simulator because they don't want to mess up. Because if they mess up, they die, right? If you're trying to, launch to the moon and you have to refill your gas tanks and you want to land on the moon and you got to do everything you got to do, you better practice first. Because if you don't practice, you're going to end up dying up there. Same exact thing, in stock trading. If you do not practice and you just go in head first and you never, did anything, Wall Street's going to eat you alive. They don't care about your emotions. They don't care about how hard you work to gain $2,500 to start your account. They don't care how many hours you put in to save up your account. They say, oh, free lunch, $2,500 coming our way. Yep, new trader out of the market, more from me. Do you think, anyone on Wall Street over there, the stock market, cares that you just really want to make money? No, you got to compete. If you want to compete with the best, you need to put in the practice and the work to be the best. It's like saying, I've never picked up a football in my life. Yeah, I'm going to go play in the NFL. You're not just going to be able to walk on the NFL. You're going to get or like on a team and hop on Sunday. You're going to get destroyed, right? You need to put in all that practice first. Why else do traders lose? Starts with too small of an account size, right? If you start, People always hit me up. Hey, can I start with $100? Can I start with $500? Can I start with $300? It's too small. I'm sorry, it's just too small. Right? What do we always hear? You need money to make money. The more money you have, the more you can make in a shorter amount of time. So if you have, $3,000, 4,000, that's great. I would suggest at least 1,000. But if your account falls beneath 1,000, it is extremely difficult, even for a highly experienced, successful trader, to be able to grow it back. So if your account falls below 1,000 and you're at like 800 or 700, I'd probably hop back in on a paper trading system or a simulator. Wait until you can grow it back up to at least 15 or 2,000, and then start trading again from there. But it's a lot easier to turn 20,000 into 50,000 than it is to turn 1,000 into 10,000. It's a lot different. So next on up does not have the right mentor. I'm here to help you guys out. You guys know that. I have credibility. I have a track record. I show everything I do, right? Which I want to be the person that works with you. But there are a lot of people out there, guys, that are not there for the good intentions. They're going to be using you and not going to be credible in any sort of way. Make sure that you guys are always doing your research. Make sure that the person that you guys, again, learn from shows P&Ls. We live in a world nowadays where people are basically just posting green numbers and they're saying, look how much I made, with nothing to back it up. And all you see on, Twitter or Facebook or Instagram are people saying, oh my God, you are amazing. Right? And it's not even real. So a lot of people are just faking their way on up. And again, it's not even real. Don't be one of those people that are just constantly falling in love with someone who, again, does not even trade. Does not trade at the right times. When are the hottest times in the market, guys? The hottest times in the market are from 9 in the morning, 9:30 in the morning to 11, the first hour and a half. We also have the last hour and a half, 2:30 to 4, very hot time. Now, a couple exceptions could be pre-market or after hours. Pre-market's actually before the market opens, from 7 in the morning till 9:30, which is actually one of my favorite times to trade as well, because that's when news comes out, press releases come out, and that can actually be hotter than the actual day. So 7 in the morning all the way up towards about 11 could be, an exception as well. Over trades, right? If you're a new trader and all you do is trade, that's usually going to end up to loss. Trading is not about quantity, it's about quality, right? No one cares if you traded 25 times a day, right? That doesn't sound impressive to anyone. You know what's impressive? About how much you make at the end of the day. Trading 20 times a day, 15 times a day, 10 times a day, all you're going to do is rack up a ton of commissions. You're just going to rack up a ton of charges, and you're probably going to be losing on a lot of those trades. How many times do I trade? Especially even on my big account. Maybe 3 times, 4 times a day max, and that's on my big account. On my small account, 1 to 2 times max. Right? What sounds more better? Oh, I traded 25 times a day. Currently down $800. What's up? What's good. Or I traded 3 times a day. I'm currently up $700. Right? Right? It doesn't matter if you trade 28 times a day. And some people are like, oh, the more I trade, the more I make. No, that's not true at all. You just wait for the quality of those trades. That's all you need. 1 or 2 good ones, and you can make $1,000 plus. Right? And the last one is you got to have confidence. Anything you guys do, you have to have confidence. If your confidence is through the roof and you're feeling good, you're going to be trading good. And there's a difference. There's a difference between confidence and being cocky. Confidence is, all right, I know I can do this. I've worked hard. I've studied. I know this setup. I know these patterns. I got this. That's confidence. Cocky is, I'm the best. No one else talked to me. I'm famous. All right? No one talked to me. Don't look at me. You guys are about to see, me in my prime right here. I'm about to make $1,000 with my eyes closed. Right? Don't be that guy. Be confident. But we know everything we do in life, the more confidence we have, the better. Right? If it is the final, 2 seconds of a basketball game, your team is down by 2, you get 2 foul shots right here, 2 seconds left. right? The whole school's looking at you. If you go up to that line and you say to yourself, I don't know if I'm the right guy here. I didn't shoot a lot of foul shots. I always miss these at times like this. You're probably going to miss them. Or you say, hey, I worked on this. This is the dream I've been waiting for. This is my time to shine. I'm about to be a hero in this school, right? You're going to knock them down. So have confidence in yourself. And the best way to have confidence in yourself is by putting in the work, right? Foul shots, hey, I've done this. I've put in the work. I've been in the hours of the gym. I deserve this. Confidence stock market, hey, I paper traded. I've watched the video library. I've been in chat. I've been working with Sean. I'm good, right? Confidence comes through experience and it comes through education. So, what have we talked about today so far, guys? Right now, we are 46 minutes in on our day 2. We have gone over day trading, what day trading is. We've talked about perks of day trading, why we day trade. We talked about why a lot of people that are older than us, within parents or grandparents, anyone that is maybe, 50 plus, aren't, probably day traders to start with at least. They're not I'm not saying you can't day trade, if you're around that age, obviously you're more than welcome, but growing up, from then, they didn't have day trading at this time. That's because, technology is, advancing so much, right? We talked about a lot of reasons why stock traders lose and why day traders lose. Why is there that big statistic, that big chunk of people that lose? And we also talked about how you can avoid being that, what you should know going into the world of day trading. Our last 2 lessons, we've gone over what is the stock market, getting, that foundation. We've gone over so far what is day trading now, getting that foundation, going over some highs and some pros and some cons. Now it's time to start cracking into it a little bit. Now it's time to start diving into the actual work of different strategies to actually learn how to start day trading. So that's going to be coming up on our next lesson. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Nice, what was this? A nice 47-minute lesson for our day 2, and constantly, again, getting after it every day, all summer long. I'm excited to be working with you guys. I'm excited for day 3 coming on up. Again, take this, make sure you guys are learning, and make sure that you guys are taking your training to the next level. As always, want to post our sources to make sure that, the people that are writing these and helping me out get some information, that you guys are getting your shout outs as well. Awesome job. Getting excited for day 3 tomorrow.